Tonight, we are going to take a close look at jobs in America. It has been the focus of President Obama since he took office 8 years ago. It's been the target of President-elect Trump as he prepares to enter the White House. It is something that Main Street wants more of, that Wall Street obsesses over, and that the Federal Reserve bases their policy decisions on. And as we all know, in this past election, the uneven nature of the labor market recovery was a top issue for voters.
Well, if you look at the numbers, the labor market today appears solid. More than 11 million jobs have been created over the past 8 years. The most recent employment report showed that at the end of 2016, the unemployment rate was 4.7%. That was the lowest level to end a year in a decade, and less than half of the roughly 10% peak in 2009. Wages rose at their fastest clip since the Great Recession last year, something American workers have been waiting a long time for. December 2016 also marked the 75th straight month of job creation, the longest streak in the 78 years that labor figures have been reported. And the number of Americans quitting their jobs is rising. That's generally seen as a sign that workers are confident they can find a new, even better paying job quickly.
While the numbers look good, not every American is benefiting. Job growth has been concentrated in some industries more than others, and in some parts of the country more than in others, in part because economies naturally evolve, and also because the development of new technologies. So we decided to look at not just the quantity, but the quality of those newly created positions.
The nation's employment picture has improved, but measuring improvement isn't always easy.
Yes, our progress has been uneven. And the good news is that today the economy is growing again. Wages, incomes, home values, and retirement accounts are all rising again.
The Department of Labor says we added more than 2 million jobs last year. How good, though, are those new jobs? The average national wage rose almost 3% last year, hitting $26 last month. But many new hires aren't making that much. When the economy is performing reasonably well, Haver Analytics says most new hires, nearly 60%, are paid above average. You can see the dip there in 2010, followed by a recovery. In 2014, only 40% of new hires topped the average wage. That number bounced back in 2015. In 2016, though, the Department of Labor says hiring in the best-paying sectors, utilities and information, was flat. The next highest payer, the financial sector, added 159,000 jobs last year. But that sector still counts 45,000 fewer employees than it did when it peaked in 2006. Professional and business services is the only high-paying sector to add a substantial number of jobs, more than 500,000. Construction jobs pay above average, but added only 100,000 jobs. Mining and logging, which includes oil and natural gas, was down in December and is still down, way down, off by 26% since September of 2014. And the manufacturing sector lost workers for the year. So who is getting hired? The answer is a good number of people making less than $26 an hour. Health services and private education workers who make just under $26 an hour added almost 600,000 employees. And leisure and hospitality workers who make significantly less than $26 an hour count 295,000 new workers. That's almost 900,000 jobs paying less than the current average wage.
Challenges do remain. The economy is growing more slowly than in past recoveries.
Too many of our families in inner cities and in rural counties have been left behind.
Critics worry about workforce participation near a 4-decade low, less than 63%, due in part to huge numbers of baby boomers retiring, but also due in part to people opting not to look for work. They're doing so even as employers post record numbers of job openings and complain about a lack of qualified workers.